Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your reading. Okay. What does Scorpio need to know? What does Scorpio need to know? Okay, yeah, that was the only card that flew and fell. Okay, this, not something you need to know. Wait, this is side. Not it. Wait. Wait. Present moment or present energy? Energy, okay. What else for what Scorpio needs to know? Okay, this present day. Wait. Not something you need to know. This is side note. Option 2. Alright, anything else for Scorpio? Okay. Oh wait, no, side messages. Okay. Now, one moment, Scorpio, because you already know I don't like to see the cards before they are placed. This, wait, side message. Not it. This is side note. And these, don't need to know. Okay, so these down here are your side messages, but we're not going to get into that until after the main spread. So that being said, okay, we're going to leave this, because the last thing I need is for YouTube taking the video down because she's showing everything. But you have integrity, the 9 of water, the 8 of fire, the 8 of air, 9 of air, earth, the 7 of earth, the scribe, and the 2 of air. Yeah, fairly balanced. You have more air than anything else, but you do have all elements on the table for you. One moment. Not perfect, but yeah. For the energy you're moving in, you have integrity. You are moving with purpose. Whatever you say, you mean it wholeheartedly. Whatever you do, you put effort into it because you're doing it with intention. Energy goes where attention flows, and you only have time, patience, and energy for those that you deem important to you. You're not lying to yourself about what it is you want or what it is you stand for. You may have a basic set of beliefs or ideas that you resonate with, but on that aspect, as far as what you believe, the standards you hold yourself accountable to, or standards you set for everybody else, it comes across where you're in the beginning stages of that, where you're still trying to figure it out. But as far as for what you want, what you do, who you're doing it for, and why, you got that down packed. That's probably why you can speak with confidence and surety in what it is you say and do, because you know why you're doing it. You have a reason for it. Now, in regards to the energy in your environment, you have the Nine of Water. Be quiet, be still, stop and listen. So the energy that you find yourself in, the environment that you find yourself in, is conducive to being calm, having a still spirit, and just listening to the voices around you. Now, that doesn't have to be physically, meaning if there's people around you, you may not necessarily be listening to them, but engaging in deep meditation, contemplating on the feedback that you get from your spirit team, your spirit guides, your ancestors, any deities that you work with, or just overall your higher power, whether that be God, Allah, or spirit, or any other name that you identify them as. You're taking the messages you get and the feedback you receive from them, taking the time to self-reflect or even act on them for your highest good, trusting your intuition to help see the clarity, to see the overall message of what it is that's being said. You're also turning it inward. Your thoughts and emotions are of you, but not a part of you. So again, this is the environment you're in where it could be highly conducive to you being able to move like this, to also do this inwardly, where you observe your thoughts, you observe your actions, you observe things that you feel and say, and reflect on why it is you said that, why it is you did that, why did that cross your mind, and how did it find entry into your headspace. Like, if it doesn't resonate with, say for example, you think something negative, but you're an overall positive person, you may stop to take note of the thought and figure out, like, why is it floating through your mind. It's not something that belongs in your headspace, and how to refocus your mind on the positive, the optimistic, being aware of the light and not focusing on the dark, aspect of things. Paying attention to what your emotions are trying to tell you about a certain situation or a certain person you find yourself around. So yeah, whatever environment you're in, whether it be your own sacred space in your house or apartment, even if you're surrounded by people or you're at work, if you have, like, for some of you, you may even create this space internally for yourself in your in your mind, in order to just be more in tune with spirit, be more in tune with yourself. Because some of you, y'all do have a chaotic physical environment, but it's like you quiet the storm around you by looking within and going inward. And that's showing up as your natural environment instead of the chaos going on around you, because you don't focus on that. But anyway, what plays to your strength is you know who and what you're meant to be. You're not shying away from it anymore. You're not denying it. You're not rejecting it. So, if you feel like you've been meant to be seen, you've been meant to be heard, that you're meant to, if you have abilities or capabilities that you know are highly desirable at this time, it's coming across where you're showcasing them. You're putting yourself in positions where you can be seen, where you can be discovered, where you can be heard. Where you can be recognized by people that value your skill set, that value what you have to offer to the community, to the group. And because you know your worth, you may not be modest in your pricing if you are selling your services to others, or if you're selling a particular product. You're not going to be modest in your prices because you know exactly what your work is and what you're capable of. You're being reasonable, but you're not selling yourself short. Like, you're not. Alright, basically overall, Spirit is saying where you can know if you make a profit instead of taking a loss. Within reason. Now, in your present moment, you have the 8 of Air. You may be struggling a little bit on the internal mental level. Although you know your worth, you're trying to think positively, optimistically, and move with integrity and confidence. There's still a part of you that's either holding you back or setting you back because of the way you think. It's like your ego is still lying to you about something. You're not good enough, you're not worthy, you'll never be capable. You may even be comparing your skill set or what it is you do to somebody else that's been in the field longer than you have. You'll never be at their level. You don't know enough, you don't do enough, you don't speak enough. You don't have that same level of pride, you don't have that same level of energy. You should just quit and give up now. Like, your thoughts, fears, and insecurities, for some of you, it's getting the best of you. For others, it's there. You try to pay it no mind, but at the end of the day, it's still there. Does it cause doubt? There's no way it doesn't. So, yeah. But are you going to act on that doubt? Yep. Most likely not. For some of you, yes. But for the vast majority of you, no. For the vast majority of you, you're going to play through the pain because you know that the doubts aren't real and they're not a reflection. They're not an accurate reflection of what's currently going on in your life, more like a distorted image, trying to make itself reality. Now, based on the current cards and energy that came out for you so far, Scorpio, there's one of 3 different paths or courses of action you can take based on the cards and energy that came out for you already. The first being the Nine of Air, where you're adopting a new perspective, a new ideology, a new way of... Your conscious awareness is growing. Whatever you're engaging in, it's like it's helps sparking your conscious growth and development. Again, whatever you're currently doing is helping you become more consciously aware of what it is you need to say, what it is you need to do, the next steps you need to take, how to build, how to grow in your way of thinking, and expand on your range of perception. You could be someone who's quite capable of seeing things from various different angles, but the way Spirit is showing it, if you're someone who can see 3 steps ahead, at the rate you're growing, you're going to grow into somebody who can see 7 steps ahead, 10 steps ahead of the average person. Because what you're doing is helping you be more consciously aware and see things from an overhead view. Instead of viewing them from down on the ground, only seeing the surface level of things. For the second path or course of action, you have the 7 of Earth. It is time to disconnect, unplug, but you are maybe resisting this. You may feel like you're not capable of doing it at this time, but for those of you who resonate with this path, you may be finding time to unplug, unwind, get back to the basics. You're meditating more often, reciting mantras, affirmations. You're transforming yourself on an internal level. Because you have the understanding that you have to start with the internal before you can see the changes you desire on external, because your external world is only a reflection of your internal one. And you understand this, which is why you're starting inwardly instead of outwardly. But Spirit's saying that you really do need to unplug. Whether that be off of social media, staying off of YouTube, putting down the phone and the laptop or the tablet, turning off the TV and just putting them away for a while. Like, the way it's coming across, just take the whole day, a whole 24 hours with no electronic devices. See the difference in your energy, see the difference in your perception, the difference in your ability to connect with all that, the difference in how you connect with all that which is around you on an energetic level. For some of you, you'll be able to hear more, feel more, see more, and intuitive messages will come in at a faster rate. The more you do this, like the more you unplug, or the longer you can go without distractions. Yeah, for those of you who are spiritual, you will definitely notice a change. You'll definitely notice a difference. But again, you're resisting it. It's going to be hard. And depending on where you live, technology is used for almost everything. So yeah, it could be quite challenged, especially if you live in like a city area. But you're gonna have progression towards this, like more connectivity, less technology. And lastly, you have the scribe. You are learning a lot. For those that resonate with this path or course of action, you're taking upon yourself to learn what it is you can. Now, what you're learning can be different for everybody, because this is a general reading. I'm like reading for how many different Scorpios, but you could be taking a course or a class on something that you're really interested in doing, something that you believe will help advance you to the next stage in your life, whether it be with work, socially, spiritually, understanding psychic abilities, overcoming the power of the mind, in this instance to help to either silence or quiet down the thoughts and the fears, or at least obtain information to understand where exactly they're coming from and why they're popping up now when you're doing well, or at least starting to do well. You may be even learning from multiple different sources: books, the internet, online course, in-person course. I'm also hearing a metaphysical university. And lastly, regardless of what path or course of action you take, what you can expect over the upcoming weeks is a two of air. Not everything you're seeing is black and white. Sometimes you gotta stand and see things from the gray. You're exploring the realm of the in-between, but you're not quite there. You're merely at the tip of the surface. You merely began to scratch the tip of the surface. So yeah. For the present time, your perception may be quite limited. Right or wrong, yes or no, up and down. But again, depending on the path or course of action you take, you're going to start to explore the in-between, the gray area that has all the questions of who, what, why, how, explores the details of situations, sees multiple angles, sees the outcome of a situation before it's fully played out. Not just one, but all the potential outcomes and how to navigate the path to the outcome you desire, regardless of the situation you find yourself in. So yeah. Mentally and still consciously, you are going through an expansion that's helping you for lack of better words, it's helping you step outside the norm and see things in which most people do not see or even comprehend them. Allowing you to do what others can't by manipulating the situation to go in the direction you want it, regardless of the people that are involved. Now, can we clarify the spread for Scorpio? Drop it. Can we clarify the spread for Scorpio, please? Alright, anything else for Scorpio for clarification? Alright, let's try this again. Because Scorpio, you know I don't want to see the cards before I place them. Wait, is this at least a side message or put it back in the deck? Not something you need to know. This. Wait. Fire, water, or air? Air, okay, where? Scribe. Wait, this is 9 of air. Not something you need to know. This is... Wait. Huh. Okay, so let's see. For the 9 of air, it's clarified by King of Chalices. The growth in your conscious awareness is not just good for you, but it's also good for the people around you. The King of Chalices in this deck, it speaks more to what you do for a group or a community. You could, if you're not providing information, you could be helping to resolve problems. And because you're not seeing things in a way that either nobody else does or very few people around you can, you can see a situation from all sides, various perspectives and angles, understand those that are involved, their point of view, how the situation is affecting them, and help put things in perspective for them, come to a compromise that everybody can agree with. It's not so much as you're pushing your way or your ideas onto others, more of you're helping them to come to the conclusion of something. By letting them know So you may be a job where you act, it may be your job where you act as either a guide or a counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist. Provide some form of therapy. Now, it's not for all of you, but it's for some of you. Because, you're just around a group of people. Oh, there it is. There's also another one. Someone who I forget this job title, but someone who helps resolve conflict and provide mediation in the workplace. But that's the overall role you play, and because you have a higher level of awareness, it's like the more you do this job, the more you assist and talk to others, it's what's sparking this growth in your conscious awareness. And because you're still consciously growing and expanding, it's making you better at what it is you do. You're better as a counselor, better as a guide, better with your communication skills, and expressing a situation on an emotional level for those around you to understand. You don't manipulate how someone is feeling. It's more of like you placate them or soothe. Not placate. It's like you have the power to soothe the anger, quiet the thoughts, quiet the mind, and help them see things objectively instead of letting their emotions get in the way. Which I find so interesting. Yeah, the more you do this, the more you grow. The more you grow, the better you get. And the cycle keeps on repeating. Regarding to 7 of Earth, you have the Hanged Man. Time to come out the stagnant energy and see things from a new perspective. and engage in a way you haven't before. It comes across where you're holding back your own enlightenment. You're holding back your own enlightenment and useful insights you can gain by taking the next step in your spiritual growth and evolution. Some of you may have already seen the signs and signals of the next move you should make, but you're not. Either you're not doing it or you're slow to progress. Because, like I said earlier, you're resisting it just a little bit. Dipping your toe in and pulling it back out. Dipping your toe in and pulling it back out. Easing your way in gently, but you're not staying in it long enough to actually grow and benefit from the changes that you're supposed to be making. Yeah, you're not deepening your connection the way you're being advised to or the way you need to. And in regards to the scribe, you have the 8 of Pentacles. You are hard at work. Learning, training, mastering, crafting, either expanding on your craft or crafting yourself into the person you want to be with the knowledge you want to obtain. You're fully committed to the process and what it is you're doing. It may take some time. You may have other responsibilities and obligations that may get in the way. But you're taking what you're learning seriously. For some of you, it may be a self-paced course where you can move at your own speed. And even with that, you're still devoting some time each week to get some of it done and not letting it fall to the wayside. Interesting. For the 2 of air, you have the Death. You are going through a slow transition. And this time you see it coming. So if you went through a transition period in the past, you may not have seen it for what it is. But this time around, you recognize the signs. It's time to transition into the new. And in this instance, yeah, for seeing things black and white, you're not letting it go fully or suddenly. It's like you're easing up on your grip, slowly releasing until it slips through your fingers. While this new way of thinking, this new way of perceiving things, and just being in the gray area and understanding how the gray area works, the more you let go, the more you're sliding into the gray area. And it all depends on your level of comfortability. The more you're comfortable with the gray area, the more you'll let go of the black and white, allowing you to see things from a higher perspective. Now, in regards to your side message, you have union, faith, 2 of water, masculine, feminine, and the 4 of Pentacles. Typically, this would be something good, but it's like a resisting energy. You don't want to do it, or don't want to do it, don't want to say it, don't want to be in it kind of feeling. Because it comes across where someone's trying to re-enter your life, but the connection is not going through. Wait. Now, this may not be physically, it may just be starting out energetically. And Spirit Sophia is showing me two people on the phone. One person saying, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" The other person on the other, and they not saying shit. They may even have their phone on mute because they don't want the other person to know that they are there. They just waiting for the other person to let it go and hang up. You try to call me back and put my phone on do not disturb. There may be someone that's coming into your life or trying to enter your life, but you're the one putting your phone on do not disturb, like access denied. You don't want to do it. You don't want to. Either you're rejecting this person in the physical or in the spiritual, because it's a no. And while you're saying no, apparently it comes across where that's something you're not supposed to say, or at least something you should have an open heart to. Because with faith here, it's not how you're perceiving it, it's more of you know the answer you're supposed you know what you're supposed to do in the situation. You know the choice you're supposed to make, or the one that you're guided to make. You and your spirit team, you and your higher power may not be on the same page with whatever this is. You're not willing to compromise or back down from your decision making. You are drawing the line and being emotionally distant. If you are someone, regardless if you're a male or female, that's used to moving your feminine energy, again, your gender doesn't matter because we all have masculine and feminine energy. Just some move through life more in one energy than the other. But it's coming across, if you're someone who's mainly in your feminine energy, you're transitioning over to your masculine side, putting your foot down. I said no. You're not giving way to the emotion. You're not giving way to nostalgia. You're not being passive aggressive or allowing a decision to be made for you. You're standing firm in your masculine energy. I said what I said. I'm moving based on how you're moving, based on what's best for you, and standing by your decision making. You're progressing towards the future that you want. It doesn't involve this other person that the universe is trying to throw at you. Now, for those of you who are already used to moving in your masculine energy, and that's the main energy you move in, you are doubling down on it. You're not entertaining the feminine side. For y'all, it's like, fuck no. I'm not reflecting on nothing, no way, no how. I'm not thinking about all the good times and then cause that's gonna do nothing but deceive me, put me in the same energy and situation I had no business being in the first time around, or the first few times around. So yeah, if you're used to your feminine, you transition to the masculine. If you're already in the masculine energy, you're doubling down on it hard. Like, and with the Four of Pentacles here as well, you are keeping your time, energy, and resources to yourself. If someone comes for your help, it's like you have someone can come to you for their help. Their back is against the wall. Unless they're dying or unless it's absolutely necessary, you don't have the time to spare. My attention is staying right where it's at. Yeah, you're taking stock of what you have, what you need, and what you can easily give away without without it being missed. And if you currently need all that you have, sorry, try the next house down the road. Try your other friend, try your other family member, try spirit, just don't try me. Okay, Scorpio. Anyway, Scorpio, this is the reading that I have for you. I do hope you enjoyed or at least gained some insight from the reading. That being said, I shall catch you in the next one. Bye, Scorpio.